YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. But guys, another week of our top 5 shiny reactions of the week, Crown Tundra Sword and Shield Edition. This week features some incredible shiny reactions, including the rarest shiny you can even obtain in Pokemon Sword and Shield, so that's pretty exciting. If you guys enjoy this countdown, be sure to hit that like button down below, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and feel free to check out all the awesome content creators featured in the description of this video. Without further ado, let's jump into the countdown. Kicking things off at number 5 is Geobomb 11. Geo was tracking down a shiny Regirock, which has given a lot of people a lot of trouble. After over 4,500 encounters, it finally shone. Check it out.
Oh, it's not Pogo. It starts with a P. What's the golf tournament that starts with a P? I forget. Oh! What? Yes! Yes! Finally! Oh my crap! We were just talking about finally. Yes! Yes! 45-28. Let's go! Woo! Yes! Shiny Coco. Let's go! Yeah! Finally, it's here! Today is the day! Today is the day!
Taking the number 4 spot this week goes to Chem Nation. No stranger to our top 5. Chem Nation spent 175 raid dens to find this incredible legendary shiny. Check it out.
No. Crocodile. No. Yes! Oh my gosh! We did it! Woo! Oh, yes! Oh, 175! Woo! Oh, man! Oh, my gosh! Your poor ears, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you were wearing headphones. Oh, my gosh. Oh, man! Alright, what did I say? Did I say this was the last one? Forget it. We gotta do something. We gotta do one more, I think. We gotta do one. We gotta do at least one on the Latias, right? Come on, look at the chat. It's going crazy right now.
Number 3 this week is a super cool shiny that doesn't get a ton of love. It's aDrive. RachShinies was tracking down an aDrive in the wild Crown Tundra and ultimately found it after over 2,800 encounters.
I think. I'm pretty sure. That's awesome. Guard shot. Oh my god! Shiny! Oh my god! You guys! Shiny! You guys! No! No! Oh my god! No! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my! I threw my controller, and I don't do that. I don't do that. Oh my god! You guys!
As I mentioned earlier, people have been struggling to find those shiny Reggies. Poijz here tracked down shiny Regidraco after 4,000 plus encounters, and he lost his mind when he did.
Got a 30 CP shiny Magmar, 60 missive. Oh my gosh. That was fun. 500 some CP. Well, really? Guys! Oh my god! No way! Ah! No way! No way! No! 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 It happened! Yes! 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 High five, Luna! Yes! I'm so excited, bro! Oh my gosh! I can't believe it! Left screen got a shiny! Yes, I know, Luna. I'm about to have a heart attack. This is the greatest stream ever. Let's go! I'm so amped, bro. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, this is such... Oh, and it's there. The left screen after 10,000 encounters total of hunting. The left screen has not gotten a shiny. And I do have the shiny charm. All the new Reggies are done. As long as I catch this. 1, 2, 3... It's over. It's over. Let's go. Let's go.
And the number 1 spot this week, and incredibly deserving, is AjentVee, my good friend. V was tracking down a shiny Authentic Sinistea in the Crown Tundra, and finally got it. Check out this incredible moment of the rarest shiny in Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Yo, what's going on, Kled? How you doing? We're chilling, man. Hope you're doing well. Another one? That was so fast! Oh my god! That was so fast! Oh my... What? I've been streaming for 11 minutes! Guys, we need that authentic luck. There it is! Sinistea is genderless V. Oh my god. Moves that it can use. It cannot use Memento and it cannot use the other one. Yeah, KG! Yeah, KG! we already here. There we go. There we go. Okay. Authentic luck. If you guys have the redemptions, marked Pokemon luck. If you have that, we need good vibes right now. Okay. So we go down, like we said, we're gonna go down 1 and up to the chipped pot. You're gonna see Sinistea here on the side, obviously. If it says compatible, then we freaking did it. Please. 3, 2, 1. Oh my god! What? Oh! What? Yo, let's go! Oh my god! Oh shit! Oh god! I don't know. Oh,
there we go.
AjentVee, AjentVee.
Agent T is here.
Oh my god. 53 hours, 6 minutes, 42 seconds.
Congratulations again to AjentVee for that incredible shiny Sinistea authentic form. What a shiny and what a reaction. If you guys enjoyed our top 5 this week, be sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. I really appreciate all the support, and you should check out all the awesome creators featured in the description below. If you want to see another top 5 shiny reactions of the week and submit your clips, you can send them to aDrive top5@gmail.com. Please submit your clips. Make sure they're uploaded to YouTube. Do not submit someone else's clip. And again, send them to aDrive top5@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. If you guys enjoyed this video, check out this one right here. Otherwise, you should totally check out this video. They're both awesome, you're pretty awesome, and I'll see you guys on the next one.